Hello, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Claire, and joining me is Alan. Today, we're discussing several key stories that have recently unfolded.
That's right, Claire. We have a lot to cover, so let's dive right in.
The United States has imposed a significant tariff on Canadian goods under President Donald Trump. The tariff stands at 50% on most Canadian products.
That's a substantial increase. What prompted this decision, according to the reporting?
The move was justified by claims that Canada has unfairly discriminated against American autos, alcohol, and dairy products. The tariffs are part of an ongoing trade dispute.
So this isn't just about any Canadian goods. It's specifically targeting certain sectors. Are there any exemptions mentioned in the articles?
Yes, energy and minerals are exempt from these tariffs. The tariffs will affect products like wine, cement, and even hockey sticks.
That's quite a range of products. How does this escalation in trade tensions between the U.S. and Canada potentially impact the broader economy?
The reporting suggests that this could have significant implications for both countries. It might lead to retaliatory measures from Canada and affect supply chains across North America.
That makes sense. Trade wars can be quite complex and have far-reaching consequences.
Moving on to another story, France has taken a bold step regarding social media usage among minors. Lawmakers there have adopted a bill banning children under 15 from using social media.
That's a significant move. What are the main reasons cited for this ban?
The primary concern is the harmful effects of digital content on children. France is becoming the first country in the EU to implement such a blanket ban.
The bill also includes other measures related to mobile phone usage in schools, right?
Exactly. There's also a ban on mobile phones in high schools, which is set to take effect from the beginning of the next school year.
So this isn't just about social media. It's part of a broader effort to limit screen time and digital distractions in educational settings. How might this influence other countries?
Given the concerns worldwide about the impact of social media on children, this could potentially set a precedent. Australia has already taken similar steps, banning social media for those under 16.
It's interesting to see how different countries are tackling these issues.
Let's shift to a story involving Joe Biden. A federal appeals court has rejected his request to block the release of audio recordings and transcripts of his interviews with a memoir ghostwriter.
What were the circumstances surrounding these interviews and the subsequent legal action?
The interviews in question took place before Biden was elected president. The recordings are related to his memoir, and there's been a push to make them public.
So this is about transparency and potentially shedding more light on Biden's past statements or actions. How does Biden's team justify their request to block the release?
The specific justifications aren't detailed in the articles, but it's clear there's a disagreement over whether these recordings should be made public.
This raises interesting questions about privacy, public interest, and the role of the judiciary in such matters.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has provided an estimate regarding the cost of the U.S. war against Iran. According to him, the cost has reached $37.5 billion so far.
That's a staggering figure. What context did Hegseth provide for this estimate during his recent Senate hearing?
Hegseth was testifying in support of a supplemental funding request, largely intended to replenish the Pentagon's resources after the conflict.
The White House has requested $87.6 billion in emergency funding to sustain military operations. How does this relate to the estimated $37.5 billion cost so far?
The requested funding is broader and not limited to the Iran conflict alone. It's part of a larger $95 billion GOP budget package aimed at funding the military.
So the cost of the Iran war is just one aspect of the overall military funding discussion.
Social media influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate are currently fighting extradition to the United Kingdom. They face serious charges, including rape and sex trafficking.
What has been the response from the Tate brothers' legal team regarding these allegations?
Their lawyer has stated that the brothers will contest the extradition. The lawyer suggested that the arrest in Miami might have been politically motivated.
The U.S. judge will need to evaluate the extradition request. What are the key factors that will likely influence this decision?
The decision will likely hinge on the evidence presented against the Tate brothers and the legal arguments made by both sides regarding the extradition treaty between the U.S. and the U.K.
This case highlights the complexities of international law and extradition processes. It's a serious situation with significant implications for the individuals involved.
As we wrap up today's discussion, it's clear that these stories cover a wide range of significant issues, from trade and technology to legal and military matters.
Indeed, and each of these topics has the potential to shape future developments in their respective areas. Thank you for joining us on this episode.
And thank you, Alan, for your insightful analysis. Until next time, we hope our listeners have found this conversation informative and engaging.
Goodbye, and thank you for listening.